Hey y'all, welcome back. Just wanted to do another quick video before bedtime. Now, this one is all housewives related. So we're going to talk a little bit about some Beverly Hills stuff, some Atlanta stuff, and some possible RHOP stuff. Well, we'll never know, but let's jump into it. First up, let's talk about Beverly Hills and Bose, honey. You know, the ladies be out doing interviews. This is according to Reality Blurb. So Bose sat down with what's the name of the podcast? Bravo's Hot Mike, and she got into some things. So let's see who and what she got into. All right. She shared her thoughts on, okay, wait, I'm gonna read it all. Bose targeted both Kyle Richards and Sutton Strack. She also shared her thoughts on a potential reconciliation between Dorit and her estranged husband, PK, and admitted what scared her about the Beverly Hills reunion. So about Kyle, she said, I think she is a liar. That girl was lying. Bose declared of Kyle on the March 18th episode of Bravo's Hot Mic podcast. I don't know if she knew that I thought that, but she does now. After noting that she would never be texting her girlfriend's man as Kyle did with PK following his split from Dorit, Bose acknowledged that Kyle believed she was in the right. I think that she firmly believed she was in the right so much that she was unwilling to hear what anyone else had to say. If she had if she at all had a change of heart, I would like to know that. I hope she's honest about that and says, girl, I watched that back and I was dead wrong. Following filming on season 14, Bose admitted to being equally confused by Sutton's behavior. I still don't understand why Sutton gets so upset about things, she shared. I'm very surprised at the Sutton who showed up in our conversations and in this season. I'm shocked by it because she's not the person I anticipated. Who is the person that she anticipated? Has she watched the other seasons? Sutton's got an opinion. She's sharp, she's witty, she's a good friend, will show up for those who need her, want her in their lives. And to see her pull experiences and then turn them on people or to be really mean, I just didn't anticipate that Sutton would be so mean. So I don't know who this version of a person is and whether or not she is trustworthy from now on out, child. I feel like she's one of those people that I will watch my back with. Looking back on Sutton's wallet diss against Dorit, Bose pointed out that there will always be somebody richer and somebody skinnier before shading Sutton's finances. There's no way she should be picking up on anybody's wallet. She didn't make that money herself, so we should be talking to her man. You want to talk about wallet size? Show me the money you make, and then we'll see who wins. Now, look, Sutton was with that man when he started from the bottom. Now we hear and built that business. So I feel like she has just as much right to it. And at the end of the day, the money is the money is the money. The money is there. I may not be the biggest fan of Sutton, but I can say I'm with Sutton on that. Like, it's my money. It was awarded to me. Like, she sacrificed some things so that Christian could build those businesses, gave up things that she wanted to pursue to be there to help him build the business. So she earned that money just as well as he did. And again, I go back to, it doesn't matter if it fell from the sky. If you got it, you got it. And I can see if Sutton was out there preaching to other women, don't depend on a man, get your own money, and tried to make it seem as if that's what she did. She's not saying she went out there and did exactly what he did. She was beside him and she supported him and made it so that he could do that. Like, I'm sure, like with the house that she create, house, home, and all of that stuff. But she's not out here preaching one thing about how to get the money, knowing she got it a different way. She's not. If somebody gave me $1 billion, I have $1 billion. No matter how I got it, I have it. So I can say, yeah, my money will hold up against yours because it's mine. Someone gave it to me. So I'm not with that whole, just because she isn't the ex-husband, she didn't deserve like the money. Like, nah, I think the wallet comment, it is her wallet. That's the money she got. It's her money. So I don't agree when it comes to that. Um, Bose also took issue with Erica's past drama with Garcelle's teenage son. Oof. As RHOBH fans will recall, a drunken Erica cursed at then 14-year-old Jax at a party during the season 12. Now, I would have liked to have Bose to have been on the cast then, because she definitely would have, I believe, I think, but we don't know. Check them, whereas the other ladies just laughed. She said, get the F out of here, get the F out of here, get the F out of here before you. Oh, I'm sorry. That's what Erica said to Garcelle's son, Jax. Get the F out of here, get the F out of here, get the F out of here before you get in trouble. Bose said, the friendship I have with Erica, I really enjoy. I really like her a lot. I can't imagine her as a person who was able to say what she said to Garcelle's son. I can't imagine it today. Maybe it's lurking in there, and I hope we never see it. Although her friendship with Dorit has been criticized by some, Bose pointed out that Dorit has been nothing but genuine toward her. Not everybody can keep a pretense forever. So let's pretend that she's been putting on a show. Then I'll call it when I see it. But so far, look, homegirl flew to New York to spend my birthday with me. Nobody else flew. It was very, very sweet. I loved it. She stayed in my suit with me. I'm sorry, my suite with me. Regarding a possible reunion between Dorit and PK, but Bose confessed that while she may not be on board with the decision, she would support her friend's choice. If she gets back together with him, that's her business. I think that the behavior up until this point has been very suspicious, and I don't know what I could do. I don't know that I could do it, but if she wants to do it, girl, go ahead. But I'm going to be sitting there with one eye open. Also, during the podcast appearance, Bose admitted that due to the surprises that came her way amid production, she was nervous heading into the reunion. There's been a lot of surprises to me where I'm just like, oh, wow. Oh, wow, she felt that way. I had no idea. Who's she talking about? Or watching the after show and seeing opinions coming out there. So I think for me, there's just a lot of unresolved issues that I don't know that really came to a head during the show. That's what I'm actually scared of for the reunion. There's some things that I feel like were put to bed. And then in watching the show and hearing people say stuff, it's like, what's going to be unearthed again? Y'all done already filmed. Unless this podcast was done before the reunion, you've already filmed the reunion. So, oh, y'all let me know what y'all think. Both. I will say, I feel like tides are changing. I'm seeing a bit more conversation about people being frustrated with Bose. Now, I don't know if that's because she's Dorit's friend or if there's something that they're really sensing and that's why the tides are changing. Child, this reunion. We're going to get into it. Next up, Shamea was on Watch What Happens Live. If y'all didn't see it, there are just a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. She talks about Drew calling her a lap dog. And she said, I saw Kelly's lap dog and I was like, Shasha is living the good life. So if I can be that kind of lap dog, rough, rough. Then when asked about Portia breaking the fourth wall during a tense moment with Dennis, Shamea admitted it broke my heart. I don't like to see Portia sad, and Dennis is her family now. They share a child together, and it is messy of him to muddy the waters and work with one of her castmates. As for whether Dennis was trying to get back on camera or retaliate for Portia's marriage to Simon, Shamea was unsure. I don't know what the motive is, but it's nasty work. There are so many people that Drew can work with. I mean, come on. In addition to Dennis filming with Drew, Shamea confirmed he reached out to her days prior. It was a chat with me and my husband, and he said, I'm casting a movie. Regine is the lead, and I would love it if you would be in it, like the mom in it. No response. You're not going to get me in it, she stated. As someone who spent a lot of time with Portia and Simon during their marriage, Shamea said the biggest red flag she saw was his inability to allow his wife to have girl time. When we would try to have our girl time, we would sit on the couch and he'd come sit right in the middle of us, like, what's going on? She recalled. I'm like, can we get him out of here? Can we have a moment? Remember when we were first introduced to Simon and Fallon, and they were in the pool, and Simon just sat down and watched them all in the pool instead of going inside? Mm-hmm. Regarding the three newbies of the season, Shamea described Kelly as well-groomed and sharp, Britt Eady as a streetwalker, and Angela Oakley, the Jacksons. That's because of their nose. So she then shared the advice she received from Candy: block and delete. Don't read the comments. Turn your notifications off. They're not your best friend. They'll love you today and hate you tomorrow. I mean, Yeah. During a game of Can You Defend about Portia, Shamea admitted that traffic gets really bad when asked about Portia's late arrival to her birthday, and she noted that Portia had fun in her marriage to Simon. As for Portia's frickin' frack friendship with Phaedra Parks, she added, it's a yin and yang thing. Ooh, child. Well, I just wanted to see. And she said now her husband is now excited about the show, whereas he wasn't before. That's why she hasn't done it, because she's been offered a peach. And he said, no, he's now excited about it. So that was the tasteful answering the question tastefully about the lapdog thing, especially. And her saying Dennis reached out to her to cast her in a movie, child. And then Simon sitting in between them on the couch, child. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. Next up, let's get into, I don't even know why. Let's get into Mia sitting on Ink's podcast. What is it? Posted up on the corner podcast. So we're going to be listening to a couple of clips, and I'm going to read you a little bit from Reality Blurb. So let's get into this really quick. They talked about this season. So she gave brief thoughts. She said this past season, she said, you know, this is a challenging season, and it was because it was probably the most authentic. I was actually living out my real life on camera, and I have no regrets whatsoever. It's also probably the best season for me personally, as far as development, growth, my relationship. I've grown closer to God. Well, that's good for her. Mia went on, I just feel so much more secure in who I am. So I'm grateful, but it was a lot of mess. It was a lot going on. They talked about her giving exes second chances. She said, you're my best friend and I love you dearly, and you will always be a pivotal part of my life. And I'm letting go and allowing God to just navigate the future. That was after, you know, she hinted that she'd be willing to give Ink a chance. And he asked her about their current status. And that's when she said, you're my best friend. She continued, like, if we are forever, then it'll happen. There's no rushing, there's no pushing, there's no forcing. Just let go and let God. All right. She also talked about how they moved too fast before and how their relationship should have remained private instead of sharing it with the viewers on the show. She also confirmed that Gordon is still her neighbor. Let's get into something else she said. Y'all may have seen it, but we ain't talked about it together as a family. So here we go with this again. This really pisses me off because I can never. Hold on. No. Here we go. Here we go. Are you? Hold on, y'all. I swear to goodness. Okay, here we go.
In any other type of
I was
situation,
about to
that
knock
type.
the brakes off of her head, right? You know that, right?
Bring this up. I'm only using it as a reference. So for knowing you 20 plus years, in any other type of
I was
situation,
about to
that
knock
type.
the brakes off of her head, right? You know that, right? We seen that happen.
Allegedly.
So when the growth was to exit.
Yes.
And let's be real, okay? Can we talk about it?
Yeah.
And I'm a name drop. Gizelle knows daggone well that she would not speak to me that way if there was no security and not the platform. She would get her head knocked off by anybody talking to anybody that way. So the fact that I got up and I was being the bigger woman and I exit left, that let's just be real. Like, who's being real here? She's like, like, you're not out here talking to people like that. You're being a fake. You're phony. You're doing it because of what's going around. So, and I don't know how to do fake. I don't know how to do phony. I keep it real, right? And I would have really knocked her head off. Okay. So I had to leave.
But
yes.
When I bring this up, I'm only using it as a reference. So for knowing you 20 plus years, in any other type of situation,
I was about to
that
knock
type.
the brakes off of her head, right? You know that, right? We seen that happen.
Allegedly.
So when the growth was to exit.
So the growth was her leaving, crying. Because she would have knocked her brakes off. Hey, some people, they cry when they get angry, and maybe it did save Gizelle, because she said she was going to knock the brakes off of her. She said to Ink, you've seen it, right? Let's see something else that Mia said.
And just wrap up this GG
Yeah.
saga.
Uh-huh.
What is the relationship status? Like, is it for show? Are you, you know what I'm saying, pulling people's legs? What is the authenticity when it comes to relationship of what they labeled it, the love trifecta triangle or something?
I'm just gonna say that can we like dead that Ink G, like it's a lot. And I think just as much as people are probably tired of hearing about it, I'm tired of talking about it. So I think, you know, obviously I'm getting a divorce. There's children involved. It takes time. There is no trifecta because G and I are no longer, and we have been no longer for over 2 years, you know, and that's the other thing with TV, like it's a timestamp, right? It's new for everybody else, but y'all, like we've been separated since 2023. So it ain't new for me. That's why it's so easy for me to like just be able to live out loud with you.
Sure. What's the biggest lie you ever told?
I probably the biggest lie. That's a good one. So first of all, I don't lie intentionally, but just saying. I'm gonna say like maybe that's the biggest lie I just told. You know.
Sure. She said, I don't lie intentionally. She said that on Carlos King's podcast as well, that she didn't lie intentionally. Girl, I'm not watching the rest of it. I've seen quite a bit of it, but the problem is Mia can sound convincing at times, but I don't know if I'm getting the truth from her. And that's frustrating. I don't want to watch somebody knowing that this could all be a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like that, it gets like, so I may say, oh, that's such a good interview, but child, it may not even be the truth. But notice, I read to y'all what she said about her and Ink. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. They'll be together. But then in this clip, she also said, there is no her and Gordon. That's why I'm able to live out loud with you. So which one is it? Are y'all living out loud together? Or if it's meant to be, it's meant to be? Child, I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Did any of y'all watch the full interview? And if so, let me know what y'all thought of the episode. Of the interview. Do y'all think that she would have knocked Gizelle's brakes off? No, ma'am. Also, let me know what y'all think about Shamea and some of the answers that she gave on Watch What Happens Live and Bose and her interview. Ooh, that reunion is going to be spicy. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all later. See ya.